there's been some news this week and last week. The U.S. Saudi relationship under Biden was always going to be different than under President Trump. Just the nature of the beast, Democrat, Republican, it sort of always is this way. And you can talk a little bit more about that. But in the last 2 weeks, the U.S. Saudi relationship has sort of seen a couple of positive notes, really two of them. One is the announcement of a military services contract for $500 million for services for equipment already provided to Saudi Arabia. And the second is the announcement that Jake Sullivan will be visiting Saudi Arabia in the near future. He'd be the highest level Biden official to visit so far in the under Biden's administration. President Trump obviously played things a little differently. He personally visited Saudi Arabia on his first overseas trip. Richard, could you talk a little bit about the U.S. Saudi relationship as it stands right now, and sort of the meaning of these small victories that we saw this week? Broad question.
How much time do we have? We're trying to keep this short.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it short. Sorry, but I'll try to keep them a little narrower.
Holy crap.
But
well, let's talk about Trump and the Saudis. The Saudi relationships, be it personal or diplomatic or business or otherwise, they like to have traditionally they've liked to have a personal relationship, feel close. They like to have access to the very top. Mm-hmm. So they've always wanted to be able to. So they like friends of the president in terms of the U.S. because of their primary external relationship. They love friends of the president because they feel like that protects them. And gives them a particular proximity to decision making. They played Trump beautifully as they're smart businessmen. I mean, the way they appealed to his vanity, they complimented him. They said, "We can help you on any number of things," and it was not only just flattery. They can be helpful on obviously energy issues, intelligence, counterterrorism, Islamic issues. So they're a valuable ally in many ways, but they position themselves nicely with President Trump. The problem is that it cost them dearly is that it became just so focused on that relationship, and it moved well beyond the normal channels, the professional diplomatic channels that really you need to sustain and you really should use if you're working with a diplomatic relationship with any external country. I think Biden has been very directed and clear that we're going to move it back into normal channels. Mm-hmm. And I think that's good for everybody, if you ask me. I think it's good for the Saudis. I think it's good for us. Saudis need to readjust. They can't put all their beans in this pot, the presidential pot. They have to reach out. You see Princess Rima, the Saudi ambassador, Her Royal Highness Rima bin Bandar, going out to states that they have economic relationships and try and broadening the network. And they've done it, tried it before. They should always do it. It's a good thing. So basically, Biden said, "I'm president of the United States. My counterpart is not MBS." As important as he is, and everyone understands he's important. My counterpart is King Salman. Mm-hmm. It's a appropriate approach. I know that doesn't make everybody happy over there in Saudi, but it's a healthy approach that will turn out, I think, end up better than the last one. I also think, to be honest, someday MBS is going to be king. It's important to try and clear the road for that, which is why I think it's good that the Jamal Khashoggi findings were released. I think it's good that whatever's coming out about the 9/11 investigations is coming out. All these things need to be out there so you can start again, in essence. And I'm not at all sure that MBS will be, or when or how he might be received in the U.S., but you can't have that unless you get through all this other mess. Mm-hmm. So my Trump, Biden, what I've liked about the Biden situation and the Biden approach is it's much more professional. It's much more proper channel oriented. And I think it's also been massively more transparent and easily interpreted to the Saudis.